It's 8:10. We have a quorum. Would you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let the records reflect we have a quorum minus Chris Gerald. And we have lots of minutes. We have executive minutes of November 18th, and we have council minutes of December 2nd to approve. What's the pleasure of the council?
Move to approve the executive November 18th and the council minutes December 2nd.
All right, I've got a motion to approve the minutes and a second. Further discussion.
So Dennis Wynn and Tom Pato, we've had trouble hearing who makes motions. I forgot to add that before the meeting. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So I think when we make a motion, if we could say our name too, that would be really helpful. So if Tom makes the motion, if he could just say Tom Pato.
Okay, we can
please.
do
Second, Tom Pato.
that. All right.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right.
That's helpful for our minutes and our reporters.
Okay. We've got a motion. We've got a second. We've got a reprimand.
Public humiliation is what I like to call it.
We've had further discussion. All those in favor of approving the minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, motion, minutes have been passed. Giving notice that we did have an executive session prior to this meeting. To discuss positions. Okay, I just had to make sure I worded it correctly here. Okay, and just kind of giving you notice. All right, up first is a proclamation for Katie Porchot, Teacher of the Year for the state of Indiana. Going to be a little biased here because I am a teacher, and I've applied for this award. And I never got it, so I'm just hugely jealous. But you have to think that of all the school districts and the schools in the state of Indiana, she's the best of the best of the best of the best.
I have a rebuttal.
I'm praising you. Respect your elder. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's really a symbol of this community. For instance, the night I received the big announcement, I have a friend in a different corporation who she was hosting a family night at her school, and only one family showed up. So this is just truly a symbol of you and everyone here and how we take care of our community.
Thank you. If you'll allow me to read this proclamation, sit here and beam. You can beam to us or beam to the crowd. That a girl. Got an A in my class just for that beaming. All right, this is a Town of Danville proclamation for Katie Porchot. Hopefully I'm saying that close enough. Whereas Katie Porchot, an art teacher at North Elementary School, has been honored as the 2020 Teacher of the Year by the Indiana Department of Education, whereas it is fitting and proper to accord official recognition to such a person that gives so much of their time, effort, and passion to the youth of Danville. Whereas during her 10-year plus years of service, Katie has become a driving force in teaching art to the youth of Danville. She prides herself on keeping art classes fun so that the students will enjoy art as much as she does. Katie's dedication and leadership has propelled her forward as a model teacher. Her passion and drive for the arts is infectious, and you can see it on every student's face that she teaches. Whereas the Town of Danville does desire to give Ms. Porchot recognition for the dedication, commitment, and effort she has afforded to the students and citizens of the Town of Danville. See, we worked that in. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that by virtue of the authority vested in the Council of the Town of Danville and the State of Indiana, we do hereby proclaim, thank, and recognize to Katie Porchot for her service in winning such a high honor. And we urge all citizens to make an impact on their community like Katie Porchot has and continue to do so for the Town of Danville, its citizens, and its students. Thank you. council members. That's, Katie, you stay there. Scott Schaefer, you're our boss. Would you like to hop in after that? Like, jump in here too?
Thank you. Congratulations.
And tell us a little bit about the art you brought here, real quick.
Sure thing.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. I'd like to invite you all to an event at North Elementary, January 25th. We're calling it Wrap Our Town in Love, and we are creating painted paper that will turn into wrapping paper that we are going to share with different community partners and friends and families, church buildings, businesses, all the like, to display just as an act of community support and a reminder of what a great community we have here. It's been a hard year in different regards, and I'm hoping that this will be a healing time, that as we come together, families, kids, people from the community come to paint together, that collaboration will just be healing for our unity of our community.
All right, thank you.
Are you going to show us those? Oh.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Much appreciated. Okay, you don't have to stick around. You can bug out now. All right, moving on here. Danville Chamber. What do we got going? Good.
Thought it'd be a good idea to have the new chamber director out. This is Kelly DiBenedetto. It's for you guys to meet her. So feel free.
Hello, I brought you some pretty paper.
Can we wrap presents in it?
Maybe you can do whatever you want with it. Except for throw it at me. Don't throw it at me. Just wanted to take a quick minute to introduce myself. I am the new executive director for the Danville Chamber of Commerce, and really looking forward to collaboration with the town of Danville. Just briefly, this kind of goes over where we are currently as a chamber. We have 190 total members, 26 new this year. We did have 26 drop in 2019 also. This last year, we gave away $2,000 in scholarships for the Larry Reynolds Memorial Scholarship. Our events, we have 12 monthly meetings, 12 members and mugs, 10 pour after 4, 1 family fourth fest, 1 golf outing, several farmers markets, 6 evenings in Ellis, 1 month of Winterland, and 1 community awards dinner. Our website, just for our business directory alone, we had over 12,000 hits for that. And we have 1,656 followers on our Facebook. So that's currently where we're at. Some things that we are looking at in the future. Our board will start a new strategic plan in February. We're going to take a 3-month process to start that strategic plan. One of the things at the forefront of that strategic plan is looking at the town strategic plan. And we are looked at as collaboration for a lot of that. And so that will be one of the things that we will be keeping at the very forefront for us. One of the things that we want to do is really learn how to better support businesses within our town. Economic growth and sustainability of our town is very important to us, and so we want to make sure that we are supporting that as much as possible. Any questions for me?
Any questions? Welcome aboard. Thank you very much. Congratulations on your appointment.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Holiday resolution. Clerk Treasurer.
This is the 2020 holidays for the town of Danville. There are no changes from 2019, so I'm just looking for your approval.
Okay. Pleasure of the council.
Jim Phillips, I make a motion that we approve this calendar.
Second. Dennis Nguyen.
I have. feel like we
Thank
need-
you,
I'm a
thank you.
short timer, I'll make it work.
We have a motion and a second to pass resolution number 29, 2019, the 2020 holiday resolution. Further discussion? Hearing none, does it work for the staff and the employees? Don't hear anybody saying no. I got one thumbs up, two thumbs up. That works for me. All right. All those in favor of passing resolution number 29, 2019 for the holiday, 2020 holiday schedule signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? It has been approved. Okay, now to the biggie, the 2020 salary ordinance,
This
number 37.
includes a 2% raise for all employees across the board, and it's a 1% increase for insurance. It's a 1% increase for the town's portion of the policies and a 1% increase for the employees. I provided for you a cash analysis with the 2% raises. There was a tab to show how it would affect us with the 1% and the 3%, but the council gave me direction to prepare the ordinance for 2%. And it's here for your approval.
Okay.
Did we have to suspend the rules for that one too?
Yes, we do need to suspend the rules tonight to pass. Or we can introduce it tonight and pass it on December 30th. I would just much rather you approve it tonight so we can start inputting the information into our accounting software.
All right. So do I have a motion to suspend the rules?
Tom Pato, I make a motion to suspend the rules.
Okay, I have a motion to suspend the rules. Do I have a second?
Second, Jim Phillips.
A motion and a second to suspend the rules. Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of suspending the rules signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Rules have been suspended. What's the pleasure of the council for ordinance number 37, 2019?
I think it's good.
How good? Good enough to make a motion?
I could make a motion. I make a motion to pass the 2020 salary ordinance of 37, 2019.
What's your name?
Tom Pato.
I have a motion to approve the ordinance number 37, 2019. Do I have a second?
Second, Jim Phillips.
Second by Jim Phillips. Further discussion? Thank you, Jenny, for working on this. I know that we had a variety of options ranging from no raise to 3%. And based on your analysis and where this takes us, 2% is about the furthest we could go without really starting to cut into some of our budgets and our line items. Having said that, any other further discussion about 2% raise for our employees? Okay.
Thank you.
All those in favor of passing ordinance 37, 2019, an ordinance establishing the 2020 salaries and other compensation for officials, employees, and appointees of the town of Danville, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ordinance 37 has been passed. Merry Christmas. And we're on to item E, appointment of Assistant Police Chief. Chief Hilton, how are you tonight?
Council members, President, I'd like to bring forward tonight Detective Corporal Allison, bring him up to hopefully a vote for him to become my Assistant Police Chief. Detective Allison has been with the Danville Police Department since 2009. He served in both the patrol and investigations divisions. He's a stops instructor and a taser instructor. He has extensive training and experience conducting investigations over the last few years. We recall just shortly, a few months ago, he solved a murder in our town here. We put the bad guy away for several years. I think he's serving about 65 years. So his experience in training and investigations, I think, will be crucial to my administration as we move forward for the police department. He has a total of about 16 years of police service. He come to us from Park County Sheriff's Department when we got him in 2009. I look for your guys' vote tonight. Hopefully we can make him our Assistant Police Chief and move forward with the department.
Okay, We have a recommendation from Chief Hilton to appoint Brent Allison as the Assistant Police Chief. That's going to be a vote, so I'll require a motion.
Dennis Nguyen, I make a motion that we appoint Brent Allison as the Assistant Police Chief for the Danville Metropolitan Police Department.
Have a motion.
Second,
And a second by
Jim Phillips.
Phillips. Right. Further discussion? You guys work out well together if this passes. Having said that, it's time to vote. All those in favor of appointing Brent Allison to be the Assistant Police Chief signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, you want to come on?
Bert, come on up.
We're giving you a job, man. Come on. Okay. Based on our vote, I'd like to offer you the position of the Assistant Chief. If you're willing to take it. Okay. Well, you'll be working with him, so take a look at him. All right.
And it passed 4-0, because you probably couldn't hear that in the back.
Well, I couldn't, so,
Well, congratulations.
thank you very much.
You get a couple
Appreciate
pictures.
it, all of you.
Whatever it is.
All right. Thank you very much. Best of luck. All right. Danville Downtown Partnership. Will.
Introduce Krista Miller here, the Executive Director. She'll give the report.
Hi, Krista.
Okay. So before you, can we pass them to everyone? No. Oh, okay. We'll put together, I think we've presented it in different forms the past several years, of all the things that the partnership does for the downtown Danville Square. Our purpose is to bring more people to the square. I think we've done a pretty good job of that this year. Our first Fridays, we get about, well, a lot of people. I don't know how to count cars, but well over 1,000. For 2020, they will all be on the square this year. We don't have to come that last 2 years because of the way the holiday fell. Summer Sounds concert series, we will be picking the bands in January. So, right? We'll be picking the bands in January.
Sure.
Yes, ma'am.
They are the third Saturday in June, July, August, and September. The last one, the past 2 Septembers, has been Levi Riggs. We've had well over 1,000 people. It was estimated around 1,500 September. Sweet Saturday is an event in February that the merchants have created. This year it will be February 8th for Wednesday. People go around the square and visit the merchants, and they have sweets that they pass out to small. Mayberry in the Midwest this year will be May 15th through the 17th. I have no idea how many people come to Mayberry, but I'm anticipating this year it will be well over that many, because I don't know if you've heard, there's going to be a movie filmed in Danville during the Mayberry Festival this year. Some kids, well, they're kids, they're our age, of stars of the show have written a movie, and they will be filming it in Danville because of we're such a good community. Very exciting. It was a lot of work to get it. They'll be here at least that weekend and probably a week or two after. I'll find out more in January, more of their production schedule. So you know what's going on. They've been here a couple times already, scouted out some locations. They're going to be using the circuit court room, I think it's called, at the courthouse for some filming. We're anticipating a lot. It was originally scheduled to be filmed in Mount Airy, which is where the original Mayberry Festival started, but they like us. Scarecrows bring a lot of people. That's a big event. Again, I have no idea how many attend. It's a month of October. They will be going in on October 3rd and staying up the entire month. Christmas on the Square, I don't know how many of you were this year. I think it was the biggest one we've ever had. I would like to take credit, but the weather helps. I think our big thing that we wanted to talk about, I don't know if you have the exact numbers for the whole 10 years or the partnership, thanks to your generous money funding the partnership. We had Jay, our treasurer, go back over the last 10 years, and we have provided grants and loans in over $200,000 to Merchants on the Square. So that was pretty exciting. I didn't realize it was that many. And then when I walk around the square and you can see who's done what. People like Jerry Warnholt have done amazing things for the square. Just a lot of people that have done a lot. And what we've done for 2019 is shown on the sheet. Some of those haven't exactly happened yet, but they've been approved for the funding. And we also support the merchants have some events well, not just merchants, but the Ladies' Night Out. There will be 5 of them, I think, in 2020. And we did, I think, 8 this year. That was too many. It was a lot of work. Night Out Against Crime we support. The Artists Paint the Town, which the Gallery on the Square, that's their event. Fair on the Square and the Half Marathon we help with. And then we help provide money for Winter. So I thank you for your support. I think the partnership does good work for the town.
Absolutely.
Any questions?
Questions for Chris?
No, thank you. The partnership and you bring in more people to Danville than any organization or person, so thank you.
And I want to say, Krista, you do an awesome job, and I enjoy working with you. You keep me up to date in your monthly emails, and I appreciate everything you do.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you very much. All right. 2019 election costs.
I provided you with information on our past 2 elections and on this year's election. We have budgeted and $5,000 for the election this year. It was just over $5,000 the previous 2 election cycles. And this year, you see from the report that it has gone up substantially. The first bill that I received, which was for the May election, was $20,000. And then the second bill is $15,000. The school was has to pay for their portion of anyone that voted in Marion Township, and so they are also paying into it. I have contacted and met with the Nancy Marsh and DJ. Their suggestion, I've spoke with the state, Taft Law has also helped. Their suggestion is for myself to go in front of the county council and see how this can be adjusted, because it doesn't seem fair, it doesn't seem right. And the Avon, Plainfield, and Brownsburg also has to pay into the county election, but that's the total cost, and then we have our portion. But I'm looking for consensus from you guys to go before the county council and request a reduction in their fees and see what our options are for the next election cycle.
All right.
And to have a better idea and understanding of what our cost will be at that time for budgeting purposes.
Discussion.
I think you should go.
I think 45,000. We have 2 polling places here in Danville. I don't know what the school's portion is. So
It is around that. I don't know the exact amount.
I don't
Matt, do you
know
know, has the school board?
I don't know if the school board feels comfortable with the 10 grand.
You're welcome to go to the county with me.
Come to the mic.
Yeah, I'm sorry, sir. Your name and what do you do?
Matt Stewart. I'm a school board member. I do know that, to Jenny's point, any voting cost associated with the referendum and the votes that took place in Marion Township, which would not have occurred at the referendum, the school is paying for those. The other costs, obviously, are normal costs for your general election, so we will not be paying for those, but appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. I would like to see you go before them and see what their justification is. Each voting precinct is roughly $22,500. Then Plainfield, Brownsburg, and Avon should be paying the same rate, in my opinion. But at the very least, find out what their justification is. My next question is, in the event that the 45,000 is a true bill, have you looked at funding sources?
Yes, what my plans are, there are sufficient funds that were not entirely spent out of the general fund and professional services. And of course, I have the amount that it was allocated for the election. So I'm going to come before you December 30th to encumber from professional services to make a transfer into the election fund. So we'll have a resolution for that and an encumbrance. So there are sufficient funds in the general fund. I'm just going to have to make some transfers with your approval, but we do have sufficient funds that it can be paid because the department did such an exceptional job with their spending. There's funds left over to pay.
We have consensus then to let Jenny.
And then if they make an adjustment and work with us, that'll just be money that'll go back into our cash.
So you do have consensus. You might want to take Robbie or Mark. They
I
seem
plan
to be able
to
squeeze
yes.
out
Yes.
squeeze out those coins.
Anyone that wants to go with me is welcome. It's
Lisa.
January 7th at 9 a.m.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, on to item H, Police Merit Board. Chief Hilton? And Manny, we're going to need your guidance on this as well.
Mr. President, members of the Town Council, come before you this evening, working with the legal team. We're going to try to take the next step in our merit board process. They've advised me that basically the Merit Commission must be made up by March the 1st, 2020. The election of the members from the department needs to be done here soon, basically. So what I need from you guys tonight is to set a date 3 weeks from today, sometime in that time frame or past that time frame even. I have to give a notice to all the members of the department that we're going to have a meeting to pick our members. Be a secret ballot, and that 3 weeks notice basically gives everybody on the department a chance to know when it's going to be, where it's going to be, our meeting, and take a vote. So I need from you guys tonight to set a date 3 weeks in advance so we can have this meeting, and legal team would draft something that I can post everywhere and send out to all the individuals in the department.
What's the date for 3 weeks from tonight? What's that date?
Hi, Manny Hertzeg from Taft. Chief is right. That's the general procedure. It has to be set at least 3 weeks out. The safety board sets that meeting. My understanding is we don't have a safety board.
That is correct.
I don't know off the top of my head, I'll check into this, whether the town council can act as a safety board in this instance. If that's the case, then you can set the meeting out. We have plenty of time before it needs to happen on the 30th. If not, you need to form a safety board. The safety board then sets the meeting at least 3 weeks out. All active members would be invited to attend. Select one chairman. The notice would be posted, called it all roll call, and then, as Chief said, it would be a secret ballot vote for the two members of the commission, one Republican, one Democrat.
A question, if this council had to set, would that board then serve out their full terms? 3 of us are going to flip.
Yes, they would.
Okay. Me personally, as president, that one Republican, heard that too. Wait until the new deadline, that gives you plenty of time. Vote. Council, the town council itself appoints 3, and then the police appoint. That's correct. But the 3 would be a quorum for a safety board.
Correct.
Okay. That would be my intention.
That falls on the timeline, Mr. President.
Other wishes, but that is my most ideal? Discussion.
I think that's a good idea.
Anybody else? Okay, so we're going to dodge this little bullet.
So we would table it, Mr. President?
Yes, let's
And,
table this until the first meeting in January for the Danville Town Council.
That way, by the 30th, we'd be happy to provide a notice so it's ready to go to the chief, and also to sew up any procedures that would need to be done. So that way you're all teed up, the next council will be teed up in January.
Great, thank you. There you go. So it's gonna be a hot one. Okay. Thank you.
I think I'm going to help on this one as well.
Okay, this is Resolution 28, 2019, declare electronics that have little or no value. This was introduced at the last meeting. Anybody involved want to step up to the plate?
Mr. President, Town Council members, we brought this before you a couple weeks ago. We're back with this. Fire Chief Rob Roberts has looked into this as well. I've compiled the list, and also the police department has become a central repository for all the e-waste in town. Chief Roberts is going to be able to speak to a company that he's found that's going to take all our e-waste. I'll let him explain the procedures and the cost.
After the last meeting, I reached out to the Hendricks County Solid Waste Management. They usually have some e-waste sites that they do throughout the year. They have completed all e-waste sites. They put me in contact with a company in Plainfield, and that company is Electronic Recycle E-Waste Company. I reached out to them, provided the list of items that we provided the council, and they responded back that as long as we can provide, we can take the items to them, they will dispose of them at no cost to the town. All hard drives have been removed. We reached out and talked to our IT company, and they support our decision. They went over the list, and they're recommending that we e-waste all the items on the list.
Questions for this gentleman?
Is there any law that we have to keep the hard drives for a certain amount of time?
No, we're going to shred the hard drives, and so that way no documentation will be released off those hard drives.
Do we have documentation in other places?
I can answer that for you. Anything that's required by the state for us to retain based on the number of years, we have a system called Laserfish that also syncs with the states. And so we have all of that saved, and it is downloaded onto our server and retained.
Okay. For those of you in the audience, this is resolution number 28, 2019, a resolution declaring electronic equipment for the town of Danville, town hall of having little or no value. We have items from the Danville Police Department. We have items from Public Works. And we have items from Danville Fire as well as the Town Hall. These items are composed of controllers, laptops, monitors, printers, light bars, Photo MDT, whatever that is. We got a lot of them. But these are electronic devices that are either no longer supported, don't work, need to be replaced.
Correct.
Yes. So what is the pleasure of the council? Introduce this last meeting. It's before us. We've heard that it has no value, will be destroyed at no cost, although we do have to transport it to raise trash. Is that correct?
The facility in Plainfield.
The facility in Plainfield. Okay. What's the pleasure of the council? What should we do with Resolution 28?
Is there certification from these folks that the information is wiped clean?
Yes, the Shred-it company will provide a certification for each hard drive that is destroyed.
Think we should get that and keep it in our file?
Yes. Yes, I have requested that when we shred it.
You're confident there's no way to forensically restore that for use against us at any time?
Yes, confident.
Pleasure of the council.
I make a motion that we approve the distribution or the dissolvement or getting rid of this trash.
Who does?
We do. They do.
Who does? Who makes the motion?
Tom. Jim Phillips.
Second, Dennis Wynn.
All right, we oh, I'm following her rules.
I got you.
It's always my fault.
I have a motion and a second for Resolution 28, 2019. Further discussion from the council. Hearing none, all those in favor of passing this resolution for electronic equipment signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Right away.
Thank you.
Do you have a date and time in mind?
After tonight's meeting, I just need to contact them tomorrow, and we'll probably have it within the next 2 weeks.
Okay, and then will this be taken by Public Works?
Yes.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
By our 30th meeting?
Yes.
That it was completed?
Jim, you're first.
No, we still have,
Yep.
we have a couple more things.
Oh, we do?
The 2020 Economic Development
Sorry, Jim, my bad.
Town Council.
Short timer.
So this is for an appointment to the Hendricks County Economic Development Commission. A member from the town that's appointed by the council serves on this. The last several years it has been Greg Van Leer. I've been working, Mike and I both have been working for 5 weeks to find out if Greg can serve on this since he's now serving on the council. I'm waiting to hear back from the attorney for the State Board of Accounts. So we're going to table this until December 30th. Todd wasn't able to get back with me by 4 o'clock today.
So tabled.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Last on our list is the appointment of a water superintendent. It seems our water superintendent of 40-some-odd years has chosen this time to retire on Friday. Because of that, IDM, Indiana Department of Environmental Management, requires a designee. And I would like to appoint Matt Ellison with the approval of the council to be that designee. We just need a name. Something goes wrong after Jimmy retires. Saturday morning at 12:01 when that water main breaks, IDEM knows who to call. So I'm looking for a consensus on the council to appoint him as the IDEM designee.
He's going to tell him next.
So, fellow council members, let me clarify. The Indiana Department of Environmental Management needs a name by Friday. We are not choosing a superintendent tonight. Okay? Did some interviews, and we need to deliberate. Said that we are going to postpone that decision until the December 30th meeting. Okay? So no decision on water superintendent will be made tonight, but we do need to offer a name to the Indiana Department of Environmental Management. My suggestion is Matt Ellison, which means they're going to be the one that calls you. Looking for consensus. Agree?
Yeah, I
Okay.
agree.
Matt, good, bad, or indifferent, your name's going to be on the list for IDEM. Hopefully there are no water breaks for a while. All right, now on to department heads. Police Department, you're up first.
Council members, I have nothing to report tonight, but I'll entertain any questions you might have.
Any questions? Thank you. Water Department.
Well, since it's my last meeting of of my tenure. I thought I'd bring up 42 years, 6 months, and 8 days worth of reports for Mr. Wynn tonight. I know you would like that.
We're grateful that you've submitted that and sit down.
Yeah, but I have one thing like the importance of the water position. We have to have certifications and have to have a responsible person that's a certified operator to sign reports as well as be responsible of thing. And naturally, Fred and Matt both have those certifications, but somebody has to be designated because when I gave them a letter with the town letterhead that I was leaving the town of Danville, they needed to have a responsible person with their certification numbers and contact in case all hell breaks loose. So, and to meet all the expectations that IDM sets forth for drinking water standards. So that's why we have, it's important to have that, to do that. But other than that, that's, I was just kidding on that stuff. It's getting late, it's getting close to bedtime. But I have any questions from the town council? Be happy to entertain.
Jimmy, you've been outstanding to work with.
Okay, thank you.
Very good. I've known you since I was a little boy.
Yep.
They're at my grandparents' house, the water. Just been great to work with.
Yep, thank you. Yep.
You were the one you used to let us know back in the day before everybody had to let us know anything. You were always the first one to let us know anything going on we need to know, so I appreciate that. You're doing a great job.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, all right, thanks.
I really enjoyed it.
Appreciate it.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right,
We're doing it.
I would like
On a
to.
side
Okay,
note,
go.
that was probably the shortest speech I've ever heard Jim. And I've only been around here for 20 years, so thank you.
I'd like to start out just by
Thank you.
thanking Jim as well. Jim's kind of like the neighbor to the park. We kind of both live in the park, and we've worked really well together. And he's been a blessing for the park. He lets us borrow a lot of stuff, and just a great team member. And it's gonna be weird not seeing him there on Monday. So thank you very much, Jim. Yeah, you can stop by anytime. Seriously. And then all I have was visit Winterland. That's it.
Yay.
Any questions?
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. With all the snow, yeah, hit it now before it melts on this weekend. All right, let's see, wastewater.
I don't have anything to report for the month as well. I would like to thank you guys for your service. I know it's a lot of work. It'd take time out of your day to come down here, usually multiple times a month. So thank you guys for what you do. And yeah, Jimmy's given me 40 years of history. Appreciated every minute of it. That's all I've got.
Thank you. Any questions? All right. Public Works. Ray said he had nothing tonight, by the way. Fire.
I have nothing further to report tonight. Does the council have anything for me?
Any questions?
Thank you.
How's the knee? Okay. Yeah, the way you walk, who knows? Planning and zoning.
I have nothing to report tonight, but ditto to what Jerry said. I don't know what I'm going to do without seeing Jim's face in the morning. Do you have any questions?
Really no. Any questions? Thank you. Stormwater building.
I don't have a whole lot to report to the council tonight, but I do have one story that I'd like to share, and it involves Jim Russell. For a long time, we had water troubles in the building about hot water, and one day I thought, you know what, I'm going to call Jimmy, try to get him to come down here and fix it. So we go down there, and he's, you know, I'm just kind of watching him, and he's over there doing this and doing this and doing this. Next thing you know, we have hot water. And it took me a year to figure out that he was that important when it comes to water. So I appreciate Jim Russell. Him and I have been nose to nose, tail to tail, and I've learned a lot from him in a short amount of time. His experience is invaluable to this town. We're going to miss him. Other than that, I just want to also report to the council that this year we've done over $90,000 in building permits alone. That's no tap fees. That is just building permits. So we are growing. We're moving fast, and I look forward to the future. Unfortunately, Jim's not going to be here to share it, so that's all I have.
Any questions for Barry? Okay, thank you. Public comment. Anything from the public? Step up, tell us your name and what do you do, and nothing? Okay. Fair enough. Around the horn.
Christmas party tomorrow.
Christmas party tomorrow. Okay.
Luncheon.
Jimmy's retirement party, Friday, 4 to 6 at the Bee House. Yeah, that place. I'll be able to say that in a month. All right. Great. Anything else from town employees? Okay, Jenny.
I want to remind everyone that the Christmas party is at the fairgrounds tomorrow, because I had a couple people tonight say they see me at the Fidel's tomorrow at Mike's open house. So I just want to remind everyone that we did change the venue and it's at the fairgrounds. And I would like to introduce, we've had some restructuring in my office this year. Courtney Bolton has been promoted to our accounts payable deputy. And Jane, if you'll stand up, Jane is our new utility coordinator in the front office. So you'll be. She's done an outstanding job and fits in perfect in 5 weeks. So I'm excited about the future in our office and where we're headed. I also want to congratulate Brent. He works really hard. I enjoy working with you, and it very, very well deserved. So congratulations. I want to congratulate Jimmy Russell on his retirement. Enjoy working with you. You've helped me. You've taught me a lot, and I'm going to miss you. I don't know how I'm going to miss you. You're such a squirrel and so loud, but I'm going to miss you. Although you were the loudest person, and I was the second loudest person, so now I'm going to be the loudest person. I also, since it's probably the last public meeting that we'll have where you all are going to be here, I'm going to miss Dennis and Mike tremendously, and Jim, the knowledge and the integrity and the character that the three of them have. It's been an incredibly rough year. I don't know anywhere in the state of Indiana that you lose your town manager, your assistant town manager, your planner, your administrative assistant, your fire chief, and your police chief, like we did, and your water superintendent. The way that this town and the management team has stepped up, bonded together, is remarkable to me. Any of us could leave tomorrow and go make $20,000 more than we make now. I don't care if you're a laborer, if you're the administrative assistant, the office manager, what you do for this town, you're a patrolman, a fireman, you could leave. We all have our own story of why we do what we do. And I would encourage the new council, like Mike said earlier, ask each person their story and why they do what they do and why they're here. We each have our own. But it's most certainly not for the money. We make about $1, I think, an hour, and this council probably makes 5 cents when it comes down to the amount of time that we all spend. I was completely touched last week. Mark Morgan was in the hospital. It was standing room only when you went to see him. The council was there with him every day. The town management, the employees went to see him, called him. What can we do? What do you need? You don't get that in corporate America, and I don't think you get it anywhere. I think we're unique. Our community members, you guys that sit out here on Monday nights, I know you have your families and you could be doing anything, but you're here. And I just want to thank you. I want to thank you for everything and everyone that works here, and that you've stayed and you've endured incredible stress. So I just want to thank everyone. I want to thank you, Dennis and Mike and Jim. I can't even put into words the appreciation that I have for everyone. So I want to thank you. And my staff, I don't even know. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We need to schedule our last meeting, which is December 30th. We need to schedule a time. We can have it at 4, 5, or 6 o'clock or 7. We usually have it earlier because it's holiday time. And Jim won't be here. I don't know if Chris will be back, but we just need to schedule the last meeting, the time for the last meeting.
Whatever you want.
4 o'clock's perfect. Okay. So December 30th at 4 o'clock, we will meet to close out the year. It's usually a quick meeting. We just do the encumbrances and the year-end transfers. And then I want to thank Public Works for removing the snow and doing everything they did. Other water and wastewater step up, and everybody does that and works a lot of hours. So whew, that's all I have. I'm positive.
Okay. That's pretty good. That's Jimmy-esque. Jim Phillips.
I have nothing other than I enjoyed the year that I've asked a lot of questions and got a lot of good answers. And I want to ditto what Jenny said. This is a phenomenal group to work with. We're heading in the right direction and looking forward to continual progress and growth in this great little town of Danville.
Tom?
Yeah, I'd like to thank you guys for letting me be here, and thank Dennis and Mike and Jim for all their years of service. I know Jim has only been a short time, but Dennis and Mike has 16 and 20 years. It's commendable. And they made a very nice town over that time, as well as the water department. That's all I got to say. Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Dennis?
I'm a short timer. I'll make it quick. Congratulations, Brent. Remember the first day I met you. You're going to do a great job. Jimmy, congratulations. My Jimmy Russell story is, I'll make it quick. I won't make it a Jimmy story. I'm new on the council. I travel a lot for my job, all the time flying. You misplace things. It is what it is. My water got turned off. Being on the town council. This tells you nobody's special up here. There's no power up here. I called Jimmy. Jimmy, what in the world is going on? Did you turn my water off? Pauletta told me to. If you don't know Pauletta, she was our clerk treasurer for years and years and years, and she was by the book. I loved her. No black and white. And when he said that, I'm like, dude, I'm with you. It's good. I'm going to go pay now. But he knew that he was scared, and I was more scared to go pay it, that she's going to yell at me, even being on the council. Jimmy, good luck to you. It's been a great 16-year run, 12 on the council, great department heads. That's what I'm going to miss the most, the department heads. Still going to continue helping people. Love this town. That's never going to change. I just hope people can work together and try to heal.
All right.
It's your night.
No, not really. We're trying to wrap that up. It is past my bedtime, too. First of all, number one, Jimmy, thank you very much. 43 years is amazing. Okay, God love you. Keep your phone handy. Secondly, thank you to Dennis. 16 or 12 years on the council, and we had a lot of discussions. We had a lot of arguments that you all never saw. We took it out back. We've gone toe-to-toe together. We've stood side by side. So I thank him for his years of service. Jim, and I would thank you for your year of service. You came in, you gave us great perspective. You asked some phenomenal questions. Finance and insight there was invaluable. That was something that was a little bit lacking on our council, and you were able to fill that void and give everybody some good ideas. I'd like to thank Will and Barry. They're going to step up and cover for Mark. As Jenny had mentioned, he was in the hospital. He's on the road to recovery, but it's going to take a little bit of time. We anticipate him coming back on the 30th or so. But to that end, we're going to ask them to step up to the plate again and help out. I know it's really difficult, especially with Will, with Winter Wonderland and everything else going on. These guys work together as well as the rest of the management team. Jenny said they all just step in and they do it. That's amazing. We've really, this year, have come together more than in the 20 years that I've been here, although we've grown considerably too. I want to congratulate Brent. Hope you do a good job. I know you'll do a good job. Make us proud. Chris Gerald could not be here tonight because he just had shoulder surgery, so we anticipate him coming back 30th and then continuing on the council for several more years and or terms. Public Works, thank you very much. I don't know why Mother Nature decides that Sunday evening is the best time to start a snow and ice storm, but they did it in rare form. These guys put in tons of overtime while we all slept, except for me, because they drove past my house and honked their horns every time they went to go get gas. I know, yes, and it wasn't just Public Works. It was almost every department that we could put a blade on a truck was out plowing. If they weren't doing the roads, they were doing cul-de-sacs, sidewalks around the square. They did a phenomenal job. They always do a phenomenal job. Very proud of that. Wow, what a ride. I'm going to paraphrase here for a second. Old council members never die. They just fade away. I've been waiting for this for 20 years. God bless Danville. Good night. Motion to claim docket to approve.
Second.
I've got a motion to second. Further discussion. Okay, I will do this.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye. Great. Motion to adjourn.
Motion.
So moved. Second.
Short timer.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Drive careful tonight, folks.